Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Astro Wanderer. I'm super excited to be here with you. I know the last few little short episodes were about the idea behind the Astro Wanderer and the presentation. Now, this is where the magic starts because this episode will be about your big three, the most important placements in astrology, and really the starting point of your soul's journey back home. So, as I mentioned in the previous little episodes, this podcast and YouTube channel, if you're watching it, hello. It's going to be about astrology and astrocartography, which is the travel branch of astrology. And this episode, I really want to go deep and explain why the big three displacement matter and how they can really guide you yourself to the journey back home. So, this is going to be the topic of today. Before we start, let me tell you something. First of all, if you have your birth chart already, in whichever platform or software you have it, you have a picture, whatever, take it out so you can follow along with your birth chart. If you don't, that's fine. I'm gonna tell you how you can find your big three, where to go and look. So you as well, before I start talking, you can go into that website that I will send you to and find your wheel. I know it might be overwhelming at first when you see the birth chart and the wheel, but I just will ask you to look at the legend in the left side where there is actually the translation, as my astrology mentor Deborah Silverman would always say. There you can see really the English part because sometimes it can look like gibberish or a foreign language because astrology it's a language like you need to learn. Maybe you are not very fluent in that. That's not a problem. There is a legenda, a little like box in the left side where you can actually read the placement. So you can read sun and you can read the planet the sign that it's in as well with the moon. And then at the bottom, actually at the top, you can read ascendant or rising because what we really need today is to know your sun, moon, and rising, called the big three placements in astrology, because I will go into details about explaining all of them, a little description of what they mean, sun, moon, and rising, and a little bit of going deeper into the elements. I'm not going into the science yet because I don't want you to focus too much on that for now before I even explain each sign that I will do in another episode a little bit further along. But I want you to understand a little bit the flavor of your big three so you can start this journey back home to yourself, start to realize a little bit why this places matter and how astrology can really help you to connect deeper to yourself. I'm not a guru. I'm not here to tell you who you are. You already know. I'm just here guiding you back home to your truth so you can really live in alignment and create the life that you truly desire. Because at the end of the day, this is my mission. And the deeper why it's really to help people to connect back so they can create the life they desire, to be able to all together be the change we want to see in the world, all together to rise the vibration of the planet back to a higher frequency, that it's love, that it's gratitude. Because there are so many things going on in the world, and I'm here to empower you in this journey. So I'm only a guide. I'm only like walking by your side in this journey. I'm not here to tell you what to do or who you are. And if in some way things don't resonate for you, that's not a problem. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and just take it this episode with curiosity to see if you can get something out of it. I always think that even when we go out and talk to people, like we hear stories, we can always take something out of it. We can only take something to reflect back to ourselves. and that can help us in our journey of growing, learning, and evolving. That's why we came here on this earth. So, after this intro, let's get it started. I will go, first of all, if you have your computer, your phone, or you want to jot it down, or you can come back, save this for later and come back. If you don't have your big three, or if you have it, but maybe it's on an app or a picture that you don't have the legend um, next to it, you don't have the English translation next to it, and maybe you don't fully know how to find them, I'll guide you to a website that it's very easy. It's called astro.com. When you go in there, what you just do, you create a free profile. It's very easy. It asks you about your birth details. It's very important to have your birth details and especially the time, the precise time that you were born, because that will affect your ascendant or rising sign. It changes every 30 minutes, so you really need to know the precise date to be able to have that, and also to have a reading with me in the future, because without the ascendant, the houses system will change, which is like the slices of the pie. You can still listen to the episode if you don't have the ascendant. That's not a problem. You can focus on your sun and moon. But the birth details will also determine the moon, because maybe the moon changes every 2.5 days. So if you are in that half part of the day where the moon changed, then it's not accurate. So for accuracy, you really need the precise birth time and location. And you can find that on your birth certificate. Ask your mom. Or there are also people out there, if you find a medium or a channeler that maybe can help you find that. So yeah, you go in astro.com, and what you do, you put your details, and then you will have the wheel. I would like to show you here also, but I am not still very techy savvy about YouTube and how to do that. So I want to trust that you will be able to go on astro.com, put your details, and then get into the wheel of life, the wheel. And on the left hand side, that the way you look at it, you can find the English translation. So take the sun, take the moon, that they are the first two in there in the box, and then above it, there is the ascendant rising sign. If you want, you can write them down. If you have a good memory, very good. But if you don't, you can write them down. So each time I go towards that, write down just, we don't, it doesn't matter the degree or anything, just write down the sign. And the signs are Aries, Taurus, Gemini. These are the zodiac sign that you might be already familiar with it. Jot them down and see, put like maybe sun in, like me, sun in Taurus, moon in Sagittarius, and ascendant or rising in Virgo. So once you got that, we are all set to start and go and describe each one and what they are and all of that. So you can have a better understanding of your big three and help you to come back home to yourself. So let's start with the sun. The sun in astrology is what most people are familiar with, because it's determined by the month that you were born. So if you are familiar with horoscopes, like mainstream horoscopes, or yeah, the zodiac, like the Western zodiac sign, you know, okay, I was born in the first half of January, I'm a Capricorn. I was born in the second half, I'm an Aquarius. So maybe I trust that most people nowadays know their sun sign. So when people ask you what's your sign, that's what you refer to. But your sun sign in astrology, it's so much more that the label that people put on, because maybe that's the only thing you know about astrology, and you say, okay, oh, is it Gemini? Oh my gosh, they have such a bad rap. They never stop thinking, they never stop talking, they are so indecisive. That's the superficial thing about that. And you will start to learn, if you follow me, that there is always uh, um, a high side and the low side, like high road and low road of each sign. Yeah, there is the disempowered Gemini that can be very never stop thinking or speaking and very indecisive. But the empowered Gemini, on the other hand, speaks really from, is a channeler of the knowledge, the wisdom of the universe through their throat chakra into the external 3D world. So Gemini are so powerful, and every sign is so powerful and have different qualities. So I want you for a minute to take all the knowledge of astrology that you have, especially the stereotype, put them in a chair next to you and be open to see a new perspective of astrology. Because as I always say, I'm not a fearmonger of astrology. There's nothing bad or good. There's always things, and it's not black and white. It's so much more nuanced than that. So coming back to the sun side, it's less a label that you put on yourself. It represents really your core essence, your outer personality, your identity, the way you move through the world. It's your vitality. It's really what lights you up, how you express yourself, how you dress. That could be your sun sign. How you show up in the world in the day-to-day life. What are the things you love? What are the things um, that you are most drawn to? It's your ego, your drive. It's like that. It's the first one, the sun. So the sun is that light. It can be also egocentric sometimes. So it's your ego. It's really, I am who I am. What's your outer expression? So many people might know you for that because that's how you express yourself. So if, for example, take the example of a Leo, maybe that Leo person is the one that is so eccentric, so out there and likes to dress with in a very like noticing way that when you see that person coming in, you cannot help but look at them and say, wow. So that could be. So this is really your outer personality, how you show up in the world. And I want to make a distinction because yes, it could be the way the how people perceive you at first, but then the rising sign, when you rise into that, and I will explain the rising sign later, maybe people will perceive you as your rising sign. So it could be one or the other. There's no one absolute answer, but it's really like it can be the way people perceive you, how you show up in the world. It's the first one because it's your identity. And actually, when we will go more deeper into the houses, the slice of the pie that you can see in your wheel, the house where your sun sits in, it's really your theme of your life. It's so, so important because it's where your light in this lifetime shines the brightest. So we will explore that in another guide, but really, this is what your sun sign is. I'm a Taurus. I will take my example, how I show up in the world. You will see me dress up sometimes, but I prefer these like comfy clothes that are very stretchy. If it was only for me, I will use yoga pants all the time because they're so comfy. For me, that's the way I dress. I want to be comfortable. Then, if you know anything about me, I'm a foodie. I'm a big foodie. Food is part of my life. That's such a Taurus thing. So, if you get to know me on a superficial level, let's say, from how you perceive me, you will see me as a Taurus because I'm stubborn as well. I love food. I enjoy being in nature, and I dress comfortably. So, just to give an example of myself. Now, I want to go deeper a little bit in the sun sign. So that's why I really needed you to find out what's your sun sign. So I will go into the elements. The elements are fire, water, earth, and air, like in nature. And in astrology, the element, each sign is associated with the element. And so when I will talk about your element, I will talk a little bit about the flavor of your sun sign, how you express your energy, and how you engage with life. So watch out for your element. Let's start with the fire signs, which are Aries, the first sign, Leo, and Sagittarius. So the way they express it's, as I said, the example with Leo before, it's expressive, it's bold, it's vibrant, it's fire. So they lead with passion, enthusiasm. They are fiery, so they speak their truth with confidence. And if they walk into a room, you won't miss them. You will look at them. Excuse me, I will take a sip of water. You will look at them and you will notice them. That's what a fire sign is. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Then we go to the second one, my example of before, the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is a complete different. Think about the earth energy. It's more grounded, it's more steady and practical. These are the people that don't like change. Maybe it depends on your chart, obviously, but they prefer to like build, grow, and create something that as a foundation, something that lasts. They like work, safety, security, structure. That's what's important for them. If for the fire sign, they want more to like express themselves, the earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, they are more grounded and practical, and we can think about also Capricorn as the workaholic. That's the stereotype, right? Because they want to do something that lasts, something that matters. Then we go to the air sign, and we have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. These are the mental energy sign. They are very mental, curious, socials. They have a lot of ideas. They are here to use their throat chakra to communicate, to connect, to explore the world using thoughts, using conversations. So this is really different. Imagine air. Air is keep constantly moving while the earth is stable and the fire is burning. The air is constantly moving, the wind. So these Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, they're really like very mental, let's say, signs. And then we go with the water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, like the water of the ocean that moves, the waves moves. They go through the motion, their emotions, their feelings. They are very intuitive, emotional, nurturing. They really feel the feelings. They are the empath. And maybe everybody is an empath, but these signs, they really can spot when there is some energy that is leaky or when there is some good energy, because they're very attuned. They're very attuned with their emotion, with their connection and healing. So you see the difference with fire burning. They want to express earth grounding, like the earth, they want stability. Air, they keep moving, like the wind, and water, they are very like flowy emotions. So that's, let me know if this resonates with you. Share a comment with what on YouTube, or also you can do that on Spotify, or send me a fun email. I think now is that what it is, also on Apple Podcasts. And let me know if this reflects you. Really remember that your sun sign, it's your identity, your vitality and energy. Let me know what's your sun sign and if this resonated with you. Then, in another time, we will talk about the house of the sun sign that is really your theme for this lifetime. Then, after the sun sign, that it's your outer expression, your personality, we go to the moon, completely different story. The moon, it's not the outer, it's the inner. It's the inner world. It's your emotion, your needs, your instincts. It's what people see when they are intimate with you, when you are in the comfort of your home, when you are vulnerable. It's really what makes you feel safe, seen. It's really what's going on inside you. It's more about your heart chakra. It's really about your inner child, your comfort zone, your needs, your emotions. That's your moon sign. That's why it's so important, because sometimes we only stop at the sun sign and that's the outer ring. But if you want, if you're interested about compatibility, I cannot say in astrology, you don't look to your sun sign. It's not like a match between Gemini and Taurus. It depends on your moon sign. Because imagine if I have a moon that is very reactive, it's my Sagittarius moon. If I maybe go with somebody that has an Aquarius moon, that is very detached, I want to know, I want to speak my emotion, then they want to pull back. That's very challenging, and I talk for experience. So this is really the most important one where when we really look at compatibility. I cannot pronounce that word, but anyways, you got what I mean. And also referring back to the houses that we look into another episode, it's really when you the house of your moon, it's where you feel most seen, most supported, most at home. So the sun, the identity, outer personality, the moon, inner world, emotion, inner child, and all of that that sits in within you. So the element of the moon, it really gives you an insight on how you can regulate your emotion, how you feel, how you react. Especially when you are in a room by yourself, when you are in the comfort of your home and no one is there watching. So I will go again with the elements and then you will tell me again if it resonates. So, fire moons, that's me. I have a Sagittarius moon. So, we are talking again about Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You are passionate and reactive. Imagine fire. If you drop some like water, sorry, not water. If there's air, there's wind, the fire keeps growing. It's really hard to tame the flame. So this is firemen. They're very passionate, reactive. They feel fast. And when they feel fast, they have to speak. They have to say what they think. Are very impulsive and reactive. The most important thing for this moon is to learn to pause before responding because for us, it's really like, okay, I get this emotion and I want to express either through words or in some other aggressive ways. So for us, and for if that's you as well, it's really important to pause before responding and ask yourself, okay, what do I need right now? Because maybe you say things that you will regret later, or you might do things that you will regret later as well. And we need to learn how to feel our emotions in a healthy way, especially challenging emotion like anger, frustration, these more, let's say, fiery emotion. Because for us, if we're nervous, we cry. Like I see when somebody drives me crazy or I'm mad, I cry because I need that instant release. And sometimes I don't speak. I think cry helps me not to speak and say things that I will regret. But sometimes it's not cry, it's more like that anger that I want to punch and say and hurt. And I have to take a step back and say, okay, let's pause. What do I need right now? I need to get out of this situation. I need to go to another room. I need to scream. I need to punch a pillow. I need to just take some time before I speak, release writing. It's really helpful as well. But that's your challenge, Fire Moon. And it's something that you need to be mindful of because otherwise you might regret things that you say or do later because you're so passionate and reactive. Earth Moon, it's a completely different stories. And we're talking about Taurus Moon, Virgo, and Capricorn. They're very calm and stay. They are more up in the head. They're more like processing emotion with logic. Like they want to do to-do lists, pro and cons, and maybe think through the emotion sometimes. And maybe say, okay, I'm emotional, but I need to do something, you know? They're like, okay, I'm feeling this emotion, but I still need to go on with life. So their challenge is to really like give your feeling space because every feeling you're experiencing matter, and you don't need to find a way to fix it because it's a spiritual and emotional bypassing. So for you, Earth Moon, it's really important to feel your feelings. Maybe you don't have space in the moment because you're at work, you need to do things, and that's okay. But as one of my favorite coaches, Christine Assler, taught me through different courses that I've done with her, make a date with your feelings. Like I know you, Earth Moon, because I have so much Earth in my chart. You like to do to-do list or a structure. So set a time in your calendar where you have a date with your emotions because your emotion needs your feelings matter. You need to give them space and feel them. If you don't feel them, what happens? They bottle down and then you become very stagnant. Maybe you put on weight as well and you feel like frustrated, stagnant, like nothing is working in your life. When that happens, Earth Moon, it's really the time that you need to set aside some space and feel your emotion. Like cry, like hold yourself, like even say that your feelings matter. This is really important. It's completely opposite from fire that want to react. You want to kind of push them away, but both of you in a healthy way needs really um, to really feel your feelings. Then we have Airmon. It's Gemini, it's Libra, it's Aquarius. These are very different because they're very expressive and thoughtful, but sometimes they want to talk through their emotions. So sometimes you cannot talk your emotion. You need to feel them in your body. It's not a mental thing, it's a feeling, it's emotion, it's energy in motion. So it's something that comes into your body and goes. So you cannot intellectualize your emotion up here. And sometimes you might want to avoid it. It comes two ways. Either you come and you want to talk through the emotion, but if you are with somebody that is earth moon, they don't want to talk about the emotion at all. So, and the other way, it's completely like for Aquarius, for example, it's completely detaching from your emotion and like, okay, I'm feeling this. I can this as I cannot say these words today. What's happening? Disassociate with your emotions and not feel like you don't feel them, but that's not healthy either. So, what do you need? You need to stay grounded, bring yourself back into the body because you don't feel them in your mind, but you feel them in your body. Do something that makes you feel present in your body, either dance, either ground yourself, like grounding in earth. In some mother nature, I don't know, exercise, whatever takes you out of here and into here and feel your feelings as well. Every moon needs to feel their feelings for you. If you feel like you want to like process them mentally, write them down. This is really good for air moons because you can release writing them, and this is a very powerful technique as well. And last but not least, our very emotional moons, water moon. Like it's it's water. We talked about that before. It's feelings. It's deeply sensitive and intuitive. You feel everything, everything. You are such high empaths. You feel your emotion, you feel the emotion of the people around you, of everybody in the room. So for you, what's really important is to release this emotion because maybe what you're taking in, it's not even yours. So it's really important for you to learn to distinguish, is this mine or is there somebody else? And just a good thing to do, it's actually ask yourself, is this mine or is somebody else? And like because you are so intuitive and sensitive, you can realize, no, that's not mine. And send it back, like just do like this, like with your hands, or just say out loud, I send back that what's not mine and let the universe help you in that and do a lot of emotional release to be able to come back in balance with yourself. Water will really help you. So when you feel like you've taken in a lot, just wash your hands up until here, they say, or shower, or just shake. Remember that not everything is yours and you don't have to feel everybody's emotions, and that what's yours you can feel, cry it out. You're very good crier if you allow yourself to be, because on the opposite side of the spectrum, you could like never cry because you want to hold all the emotion. But then that's not good. You need a release. You really need a release. That's what keeps you healthy in your body, in your mind, and in your spiritual. So, yes, this is the general information about the moon signs. So let me know in the comments or wherever you're watching. You can also send me an email as well. All the links are in the show notes and in the YouTube notes or whatever. About what's your moon sign, if that resonates with you, of the people around you, because these are the two, like the kind of opposite, the identity, the outer world and the inner world, that are really important to know. Now, what we are going to get into about the rising sign, it's a completely different story. And I think I will also do an episode only on the rising sign one time, because that's very, very important. First of all, the rising sign, it's also your ascendant. These are the two names. I like to use rising sign for me, but you can use ascendant, and it's determined by the exact time of your birth. So it's very precise. That's why it's so powerful, because it can change every half an hour. So it's really precise. If you were born with a Libra or with a Virgo rising, it's completely different stories. And it's the sign. I want to highlight this with big, big markers, because there's such a misunderstanding out there. People look at the horoscope for your sun sign. Mm-mm. No, why not? Because the rising sun starts the house of your birth chart, that we will talk more, because that's such an important topic. But I just want to give you this little astrology tip to look at the horoscope for your rising sign, because that's really set the stage, set the flavor of your chart. So ditch whatever you have always done, reading the horoscope for your sun sign, and listen to me. That will resonate so much more. Because also, if we think about transits, that like, let me digress a little bit. So your birth chart, it's your astrological DNA. Like, your DNA never changes. But then you have a progress chart and you have transits, meaning that every year the planets change, the planet move. You hear Gemini, like Mercury is now in Gemini, and then in Aries, and then this, and then that. So that affects different parts of your chart, because the planets turn around your birth chart, and the houses of your birth chart determine whether a transit is affecting a different area of your life. Because in substance, the areas, the house in your birth chart, are all different areas of your life. That's why when you look at the horoscope for your rising sign, you have a precise look at that, because it's the house, the flavor, the area of your life. So let's say somebody is telling horoscopes for December about um, Aries. But Aries, it's like the sign that starts in March. So when you look at your house, at the flavor, that's a completely different story. It's hard to explain, but try, give it a try and let me know what you think. And then I will do an episode, if you're interested, let me know, where I explain the rising sign and why, like the house system with the rising sign, and why it's important to focus on that in regards to the house and the transits, and like the evolution of your life and your journey. So the rising sign, as the words say, it's what you are here to rise into. Rising sign. So it's not your identity, it's not your personality, it's not your emotion, it's your embodied self. It's your soul. It's your soul expression. Some people call it your soul self, your embodied self, your highest self. This is really your soul expression into this vessel that it's your body. So it's really your highest potential. It's the contract that your soul sign in this, like before coming down on earth, and say, this is the path that I choose to walk into this lifetime. this is a contract that I decide to sign. So this is really important. It speaks to your soul, your highest potential, your soul mission, your purpose. So that's what the rising sign is. It's not how people perceive you. They might perceive you as that if you are embodied in this version of yourself, but that's not how people perceive you at first, at least, unless you are very embodied, very out there, very on your mission. Uh, so, for example, I will give myself an example. I'm a Virgo rising. So, how people might perceive me if I'm in embodied self, that I'm here to serve people. I have a very good, like down to earth approach, and very structured as well, because that's Virgo, that's Earth. But also, I'm here. My mission is to be at service to the world. So you might perceive me as well by looking at by watching this video, listening to the podcast. But I want to see that it's very different from your physical appearance, but it's really like your more highest self, how you embody this energy. The rising sign starts the first house of your chart. So the one that you see on the left-hand side, the house, there are four quadrants in a birth chart. So it's like this. You have one quadrant here, and one here. The first one starts from here, goes like this. Then there is a point here, goes like this, and this. So the first one, it's the rising sign. It's really the bridge between the 12th house, that it's the unseen, and the first house, which is the physical. So that's why it's your soul that choose this body in this life, in this moment. So it's what your body is here to rise into. So let me give you an example of like a little chase, because the rising sign is so much deeper. Not deeper because the sun and the moon are deeper as well, but it's so much more nuanced to understand, to grasp it. Even for me as an astrology, it took me a long time um, to understand this. And I wanna like say it from a point of view of your sun, the difference between your sun and your ascendant rising. So if you have a fire sign, fire rising, so Aries rising, Leo rising, and Sagittarius rising, you are here to be the leaders, to be the people that are out there, the leaders, the performers, the people that are in charge as well, but the one that not like the one that are in charge, but behind, the one that are on the front line, the one that are on the stage that people see. So this will be what you need to rise into the leader that you are, the performer, the facilitator, the one that people see you. Being seen is your mission, expressing your truth with confidence, being like that energy, that sun energy in the room, with passion, enthusiasm. That's for you. Instead, if you're Earth rising, like Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, you are here to help people, to be at service to people, to create the foundation. So maybe in a business point of view, this could be the people that are at service, can be the coaches sometimes, but it could be like the herbalists, because we are very in tune also with the nature. But it could be also the people in the background that are creating all the foundation, and the one that are working so hard to create something like the structure, the down to earth energy. So you are less about performing, you are more about being at service in the way depends on your rising sign. A Taurus service can be more behind the scene, a Virgo rising can be more out there speaking, and Capricorn can be more like the one that does all the work all the time. So it depends. Aries, sorry, air rising. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you are the one that needs to get out there, use your voice, communicate. That's your gift, really. Communicate for Gemini can be in social situation, really let your ideas fuel you. For you, Gemini's rising could be really to use your throat chakra and communicate the wisdom. You are two, right? The two twins of Gemini, the universe and the earth, to be the channel through that. Libra, communicate your relationship, really be the mediators. Aquarius, the how do I say, the activists out there, communicate, let like be the change you want to see in the world energy. Then water risings, you are the healers. Because guys, you are Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you are intuitive, you are the channeler as well, Pisces. You are the healer, healing with your hands, healing therapist, also like all these Reiki, all these kind of different healings. You are in tune with the emotion. You can help with psychology, help people with their tune into their emotion in their body, somatic work. That's you. You are the healer. And you can do it in a lot of different ways. There are so many different ways to heal and depend on your birth chart, but you are the healers. That's certain. What else I want to say about the rising sign in astrology? I think that's it. What I want to talk about. I just want to wrap up and say that your big three are really the 3 points, the most important points that are the keys to your truth, to come back home to yourself. When you understand your sun sign, how you show up in your world, the moon, like your emotional side, what do you need to feel seen? And the rising, what your soul came here to embody, you really come back home to yourself. Just knowing these three, it's a first step to come back home to yourself. It's your compass, like really guiding you back to your purpose, to your power. So this is just the beginning of your journey home with these big three. And if you are more like a visual person, that you want to see more of the things written down, I have a treat for you because I wrote a guide called The Compass Within, a soul food guide to your big three that you can get for free on my website at luanabossetti.com. Go on the resources and you find the Compass Within guide, and all that I've talked about in summary, it's there. And there are also some journal prompts that you can reflect on this placement. Make sure to check the link in the show notes. And of course, comment below and let me know about your sun, your moon, your rising, if it resonates, if you want to know more. I would love to do that. And I have different offerings to be able to work with you. Like if you're really new to astrology, my suggestion for you will be to, if you're interested to work together after you read the Compass Within, or if you're here and you're like, okay, I'm ready, I want to know more about my birth chart, I really want to take the first step in this journey back home, I have a PDF reading with you. That's a really little nugget for you. It's between 10 and 15 pages that I write down for you. It's a mini reading, but it's if you want to start getting to know a little bit about yourself. It's like your astrological DNA. It's a written like snapshot about like your personality, your strength, your challenges, your soul lesson, and you will have a clear uh, understanding of your gifts, your growth, to be able to self-accept yourself, to really validate your experience. And I think it's the perfect gateway if you've never done a birth chart reading, if you want to understand yourself. And you can have it there, always read it, reread it. So for the visual people out there, I think this is the perfect path for you. Instead, if you already know a little bit of astrology, maybe you already had a birth chart reading, or you explore your birth chart already, maybe you have a PDF from somebody else as well, I have a deeper offer for you. So this is a full journey into like your astrological DNA, your cosmic blueprint, because it's like a one-on-one call where we will really uncover your life path, your patterns, and how you can use like your uniqueness, your specific placements, your astrological DNA. It's different to everybody. Even twins have a different one because everybody is unique. So if you want to use that and leverage on that to create the life that you desire, and to dive deeper into your personality, your soul purpose, and really be confident to use astrology as your compass. This is for you. This is a 60-minute session that you can have with me. Everything will be recorded. I will send out some notes and some deeper work to do for you if you want to implement this. So this as well, it's on my website, elwanabossetti.com/services. You can find the two readings with that, the PDF that it's more if you're starting out, and if you really want to take the first step, and then if you want to like take a bigger step, that's the soul path, the full birth chart reading. Yeah. Whew, that was a handful, but I just love talking about astrology. If you see me on YouTube, you might see my passion because I really love astrology, and it's really helped me so much to validate my experience, to come back home to myself so I could create the life that I truly desire, be at service here to you and for you. So yes. This is the first episode where we dove deeper into the big three. If you have any questions, just comment below, reach out to me on Instagram at the Astro Wanderer. You can find on the links in the show notes if you're listening to this, or on my YouTube as well. If you're watching this, let me know what you think. And stay tuned because I will have episodes coming out every Wednesday where I will talk more about astrology. And the next one will be on another specialization that I have, which is astrocartography. And that episode will really be all about creating what I want to say, I lost track of thought, about how you can use astrology to guide you in your travel, which is astrocartography, the travel branch of astrology. But stay tuned for that. For now, thank you so much for being here. Um, yeah, I really appreciate you. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, so you never miss an episode, and leave a review if you're listening to any podcast. This is really important for me to grow the community. And until next time, I'm Luana Bossetti. Peace and love. Ciao.